Trading should be simple. So many people overcomplicate it, especially in the ICT space, in my opinion. And that's because there's so many PD arrays. You're like, which ones do I use? Which ones are valid? Which ones not? Because with how many there are, I mean, if you were marking up every PD array, there'd damn near be a box and a line all over this chart right now. But this is what I'm here to say. Pick your few PD arrays that stand out to you that make sense and build a rule based system around it. Don't pattern trade them, okay? Build a rule based system around them for when it should work and when you should execute and when to be avoiding them, when they should fail, okay? Because if you don't know when they should fail, um, then you're more likely to take losses, okay? If you have rules to avoid some of them, then that's going to block out those potential losers, those potential setbacks. Okay. And even if you don't use the ones I'm going to be going over in this video, I still recommend narrowing it down to a few PD arrays and building a rule based system around it. Okay. But here, I mean, I'm trading within power of three. There's pretty much three things to it for me: the standard deviation, SMT, and the power of three opening price. Okay, so in this example for this video, I mean, it's not going to be a long video, but I'm going to be going over the monthly power of three. Okay, the current month we just had. It was very clean. Um, so let's just get right into it. I mean, because these setups are the exact same of what's happening on the lower time frame. It's all power of three. All right. So as we go into it, once again, there's only two ways a candle can print: open, low, high, close, or the opposite. It would be open, high, low, close. Okay. I already have a video over that. You can go watch it. So keep that in mind. Always be thinking in terms of power of three. Okay. So right here, right off the monthly open, what did they do? So they manipulated above it slightly. This is a first distribution leg to me. Okay, so that was our current manipulation. And they started diving it right down off the monthly open. Okay, so I was projecting this first distribution leg down. To me, that is not a move I would be playing right there. Okay, it was a little bit difficult to trust this high right here at the time. I was more fine letting it bottom out to trade the reversal. Okay, because another thing that made me more interested in the upside moves was our volume imbalances we were leaving here. Okay. So, once again, I already have the video on how to project. This is the first distribution leg here. Okay. Look at that. We hit two standard deviations almost to the tick. We dug into it a little bit, which is, I mean, really nice still. And we see SMT at this low. Here, I don't have it marked on NQ. There we go. So you can see here on the ES was failing to take out this August 20th and 22nd low. The NQ took those out. Okay, so we had SMT under our monthly open. Okay, so we could go into replay here. This is what the current monthly candle was looking like. Here, I could even go back just a little further. So right here, this is what our current monthly candle looked like. So thinking in terms of power of three right now, which side would you expect to be more protected here? The current monthly high or the monthly low that's reached into our standard deviation levels and formed SMT, and it's in the direction of the higher time frame order flow. Okay, we're very bullish on the higher time frames. We've been making new all-time highs. So which would you trust there? To me, it's the low. Okay, and that's exactly what we did. We've been catching longs this month. So from there, they start playing it out. Okay, I'm going to leave replay mode now. Okay, so from there, once they displace above this high, I mean, this is a very valid breaker to me. Okay, and what happens here when NQ comes back and tests the breaker? Okay, I mean, to me, that's a valid long entry either way, but something significant happened here. Let's zoom in a little bit on the ES so you can see. They gave multiple forms of SMT into the breaker. Okay, so you can see the NQ was failing to take out this 10 a.m. low. Okay, the ES was taking that out. So right there before that expansion move, the ES was taking that low out. NQ failed to. Not only that, look at the monthly open. Our power of three opening price. Look at that. The ES is manipulating below. The NQ fails to. And from there was no reason to return back to that low. So then again, you can be breaking this down even further and looking into weekly power of three. Okay, so let's look right here. So we already have our monthly projection because once they form the breaker, if you've watched my previous videos, okay, we have our SMT, we've hit our standard deviations to the downside. This was our monthly manipulation, okay? We want that 4 hour to daily alignment, okay? And I really liked how our fib that we were keying here to the upside is keyed on this daily high to low. And then you can see on the 4 hour, it's much more clear. It's where that breaker is, all right? So from there, we knew the direction we're trading to. We had an area we wanted to see price reach for. So going into this new week right here, so let's zoom in now. So again, thinking in terms of power of three. So here, where was our open for this week? Right here. Here's our weekly open. I'll mark it out over here on the ES as well. Right here. All right, so what do you see? So right off the bat, they run it up. They didn't really give much to anything here under the weekly open, but once again, that's when you can project that first distribution leg. And look what happened there. 2 to 2.5 standard deviations again, catching the high. Look familiar? Just in the opposite direction. Okay, so now look, they bring it back under because at the time, I mean, once we're already reaching our standard deviations to the upside, I'm more interested to see the bigger manipulation of our weekly open so that we could see moves to our monthly swing. So right here, they bring it back to the weekly open, and what do? They form SMT. So right here, this low, NQ is failing to go below, ES well below. We have our SMT under our weekly open. So right there, which side do you think you could trust more? Once again, thinking in terms of weekly power of three. So we could rewind once again. So down here, once we're down here, let's change this over to the weekly candle. This is what that current weekly candle looked like right here. Well, I played it a little too fast, but thinking in terms of open, low, now they're running up for the high because we can trust the low a lot more as we're seeing our SMT under our power of three opening price, and it's in the direction of the higher time frame order flow and our higher time frame projections. Okay, so once again, just showing, I mean, it's no different than what I really talk about in all my other videos, but I just wanted to break it down a little bit more here and just say trading should be simple. Stop overcomplicating it. Okay? Trying to focus on every PD array in the book, you're going to have a line or a box damn near everywhere on this chart. Narrow it down to a few that stick out to you and build a rule-based system around it. Okay? Um, and then once again, we can look here. What they do at the highs for this last weekly power of three. So they open it. We run up inside our monthly projection. And what do? They start pulling it back. Open, high. Why is the high more valid this time? We're in our higher time frame projection. Okay. And then from there, we unfold lower. Okay. Open, high, low, close. Always be thinking in terms of power of three. It'll really help you out just within bias, So because I'm more of trying to trade those long setups there. I could care less really about these downside moves. Okay, I'm trying to catch those expansions in the direction of the higher time frame. Okay, so hopefully you got something from this video. Like I said, it wasn't a long video, but I think I went over some quality things here. Just keep trading simple. Stop overcomplicating it. Okay, so hopefully I'll be talking to you all again soon. Later, guys.